Hi everyone. Before the next episode, I really wanted to talk about a quote that I found in this book called Meditations. Meditations is a book or a series of reflections written by the Emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius. Now, Marcus Aurelius was the emperor at a time in Rome, at a time where essentially they were one of the richest, most powerful nations of the world. He had one of the strongest armies. He had all the money and power you can imagine. And yet, here is a man who reflected each day and wrote these reflections in a book. And one of these reflections that I came across, I found to be very relevant today. So the quote, and I'll read it slowly, goes like this: I am unhappy because this has happened to me. No. Say instead, I am happy, though this has happened to me, because I endure it free of pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearing the future. So let's analyze this quote a little bit. So I'm unhappy because this has happened to me. So evidently in life, there are going to be a lot of times where things happen to us that we're unhappy about. We're going to lose significant others. We're going to go through significant hardships. We're going to lose businesses. We're going to not get the job we wanted. We're going to face difficulties that we didn't anticipate. Evidently, life is going to knock us off our course. And I think a lot of us sort of huff and puff and kick at the idea that we have to go through or that we need to endure pain at all because it feels unfair. And unfortunately, we are going to endure aspects of pain. And what the quote then goes on to discuss is it's okay that this happened because I endure it free from pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearing the future. So what Marcus Aurelius is actually talking about in this quote is that he's saying, well, something bad has happened, no doubt. It sucks, it's unfair, shouldn't have happened, I wish it never happened. But he's saying, I can still be happy about this because I can choose to respond to the aspect of suffering. And I can choose within my power to choose how I respond and how I endure this hardship. I can endure it free of pain. And he says that he endures it free of pain because he's not crushed by the present. The event itself doesn't crush him. It doesn't incapacitate him. It doesn't make him dwell. And he doesn't let this distort his future. Now, the pandemic has really caused us to look deep within ourselves and figure out aspects of ourselves that we never thought or never imagined. A lot of us are very frustrated by the situation to be at home, locked down, to be facing a pandemic, which we never thought ever would have happened. A lot of us feel it's unfair because, of course, none of us caused the pandemic. None of us wish that this happened, and we kind of feel like we're sort of cheated on some aspects of our lives, and all of us are going through different aspects of this pandemic and different stages of our lives. Some have lost school, some have lost work, some can't see their friends, family, and it's been a significant hard time for a lot of us. And I think what's interesting about this quote is because it's very relevant to modern situations. But what he's saying is, for example, we use the pandemic as an umbrella to discuss this quote. The pandemic sucks, for sure it sucks. But we can turn what's an aspect of pain or discomfort into suffering by how we respond to this level of pain. So for example, the pandemic, some of us may have lost our jobs, some of us, again, may be out of work, or some of us may unfortunately have gone through some significant hardships during this time. And it's easy to get lost in that. It's easy to imagine that we didn't deserve this, so we shouldn't go through it. But then what we can do is we can respond to it in a different way. We can say, okay, it's okay that this pandemic happened. It's okay that I lost my job. Now it's time to adapt. I need to figure out how I'm going to get back to work. On the other hand, how we respond to it can be very debilitating. If we have someone, for example, in a relationship, and someone leaves us and we feel hurt and abandoned and sort of destroyed from this, we can respond to being this aspect in two ways. We can either sort of dwell and reminisce and really wish that things were different and never move on from that aspect of relationship and sort of sit with that pain and discomfort. Or we can respond to it a different way. We can accept that the relationship didn't work out, that there will be other relationships, and that this is not the end of the world. And I think a lot of us don't use this framework. And I'm really glad I got through this because, again, I think it's really relevant. It's saying that events will happen that suck, but I can be happy that these events are happening because I choose to respond to them in a way that other people wouldn't respond, in that I decide that the event, while it sucks, I can learn from it. It doesn't debilitate me. It doesn't crush me in this moment. The obstacle doesn't destroy me, and the future isn't scary. It doesn't provide. While there will be challenges, we're not scared of the future. We're not worried that things will come up that we can't handle. And I think that's, again, this quote is very powerful. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. I hope you're enjoying it. And like. Thank you.